Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Read by Stephanie Racine.
Good morning. It is Wednesday and it is the 26th of October. Oh my goodness, we're nearly at the end of the month. Sorry about the awkward angle. I've just got you balanced on my dashboard. I'm at work and it's a beautiful autumnal day. The remaining leaves are just amazing array of golds and browns and just gorgeous autumn colours. So I'm looking forward to having a little walk later, see if we've got any new mushrooms on the grounds to have a look at. No fly agarics so far this year. So I'm hoping possibly, keep your fingers crossed, we might spot some today. Not holding my breath though. It's a really good journey this morning because it's the school holidays for a lot of schools here at the moment. It's a week or two off. The October half term is a bit weird. It seems to vary school to school. But it was a lovely quiet journey. And I've been listening to, so I was going to listen to the love song of Queenie Hennessy. Oh, I've just realised I've got to text my mum. It's written on my hand. But I don't have a credit available on my Audible until the end of the month, and it's not available on BorrowBox where I am. So I remembered that I'd borrowed Daisy Darker on BorrowBox, and that was because somebody in the comments recommended it. But Wendy, was it you? I think it might have been Wendy. Wendy Loves Books recommended Daisy Darker. So I started listening to that this morning. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it so far. It's set at Halloween, so it's perfect. It's perfect kind of, it feels very mysterious, a bit spooky, and it seems to be set in Cornwall. Right, car park's filling up, and it's time for me to go and get into work. Sigh. I could have spent the whole day in bed today. That's what I felt like doing. I had such a weird dream last night. I'll tell you about it later, because someone's about to park next to me. I'll leave it on that cliffhanger. On my way in, I found a lucky penny, or a lucky 5 penny. And as it turned out, not so lucky if you watch the rest of the vlog. I decided that I needed to have a really productive morning because I was feeling really lethargic. So I started off making a really good detailed list of everything I wanted to accomplish. And then I spent the morning just ploughing through it. It worked really well. I love making a list. So after a productive morning, I went for my usual lunchtime walk around the grounds to do a bit of mushroom spotting, which was very successful. And the gardeners have been sweeping up all of the acorns into giant piles. Then I went into the woods for my woodland walk, which is always so peaceful and so beautiful. Can you see the face in that tree? Like an old man tree. I know I've filmed these a million times before, but they're so worth filming again. Just out for my lunchtime stroll, mushroom spotting. I need to tell you about my dream. So I dreamt that I ran away. I can't remember why, but I ran away and became homeless. I don't know how long I was away for, but I was very dirty and smelly. And I decided then to come home. But when I came home, I had to kind of realise what I'd done by abandoning everyone and everything in my life, none of whom were the usual people in my life. And the most important thing was the fact that I'd abandoned my new women's boxing team that I'd joined. It sounds ridiculous, but it was really serious in my dream. And in the end, I had to make the decision not to return to them because I knew they would never forgive me. And then there was a director who I evidently worked for, had some connection to, some high up business director. And she was very upset with me for leaving and therefore gave me a ton of complicated admin to do in the manner of Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada, which I of course accomplished brilliantly whilst also correcting her mistakes. And then I had to write a letter for her, which I did, and then I put it down, and when I turned around it had vanished completely and I couldn't find it anywhere. And there was a lot more to this dream, which seemed a lot more interesting when I thought about telling you about it this morning, and now it just seems utterly ridiculous, which of course dreams are. Oh, it's windy. Just do my little 360 because it's so lovely. What I need to do is have a little notepad and write down everything about my dreams when I wake up, and then see what I can pull out of them, because they usually mean something that you're trying to process in your mind, don't they? Anyway, I had a very good sleep despite the weird dreams. Didn't want to get up this morning. Right, let's continue on my mushroom hunting walk, and then I'll get back and carry on with the rest of my day. I set out today to be really productive, and I have been, so I feel really, really good. I feel like I've done a really good morning's work, and I'm looking forward to doing more of the same this afternoon. Oh, sorry about this sunshine. I just got into my car at the end of the day. I've actually left 5 minutes early. It's 4:25. I normally leave at past. But this morning on my way into the office, I found a coin on the floor, which is supposed to be good luck, so I picked it up. It hasn't worked. This lucky coin is defective because at about 1:30, Dan called me to say that he had been on his way to Asda's during his lunch break, just to pick up some milk, and his car broke down halfway there. He's only like a 20-minute walk from home, but he can't go home because he's got to wait for the RAC because his engine has completely cut out. And he has no idea when they're going to arrive. All I know is it's now 4:30 almost, and he's still there. So he's been there for 3 hours. Poor Dan, honestly, I feel so bad for him because it's his second day back at work. He's got so much to catch up on and get back into, and this is not what he needs. So I'm going to go and do the shopping instead, or get the milk. And then by the time I drive past where he currently is, he's on a road that's on my route home, so I'm assuming he'll still be there, so I'll have to take him a snack or something. Oh. Anyway, Phoebe's with my mum, fortunately, but I think Lilli missed out on getting a run out to meet her friends, so hopefully she got a bus. How is it only Wednesday? Right, audiobook, and let's hope the traffic is kind. Hello, I am home. I didn't vlog at all for the last couple of hours, even though quite a lot has happened. So I stopped at Asda's on my way home to pick up the shopping that Dan wasn't able to because his car broke down. I then stopped at the lay-by on my way home where Dan was. I picked him up some snacks and some a drink to keep him going so that he didn't get too hungry. And he had received a text from the RAC saying that he was now a priority. It's not often I get to use air quotes, but I feel they were appropriate for this. So considering he's now been there for 5 hours, just under 5 hours, he's now a priority. So hopefully he'll get home at some point. So anyway, I am now home and I'm going to cook the girls' dinner. The other day, Phoebe chose some fish cakes when we were in Aldi. Melt in the middle cod fish cakes. Don't have these often. Dan and I are just going to have salmon. So I'll get that all ready and then I can just don't know, what will we do it with? I might do it with noodles. I fancy some Thai flavours, I think. I'll have a little think. I like to make it up. And it'll be nice and tasty for when he's back. Oh no, one of the fish cakes just completely fell apart. I'm not surprised. Not surprised the way today's been going. Just quickly mould that back together. No one will notice. If it was MasterChef, we'd call that deconstructed. And I'm going to start chopping up some vegetables to go with that. But I thought I'd do some happy birthdays first. I am so behind. I know that I sound like a broken record, but I am so behind on comments. So I probably missed loads of people's birthdays. So I'm going to have to do like a big belated birthday shout out at some point when I've caught up. So first of all, most importantly, well, no, that's not fair. They're all important, but this is triplets. Ali Habib's triplets are, not only are they triplets, not only is it their birthday, but they've hit double digits. They are 10 today. So happy birthday to the Habib triplets. Shelley Ozzy in Holland is 56 today. So happy 56th birthday, Shelley. It's always lovely to see your comments. And lovely Lindsay Brooke, it's your birthday today as well. So happy birthday, everybody. I'm gonna take that off my reminders. There we go. So I've definitely got to catch up on comments. I really just want to sit down for a whole day undisturbed, but that's not going to happen. So tomorrow I've got my friend's little boy, because as predicted, she had her chemo on Friday. She said she normally starts feeling really ropey on the Tuesday, and she knew she'd feel like hell by Wednesday, and she does. So I'll have him tomorrow. I think he's at another friend's. There's a lot of people in the area that are really, really helping her out, so that's lovely, isn't it? Makes you feel good about the world, even when, well, I haven't mentioned what's going on here in the UK, have I? And I'm not going to. Well, I don't know what to say. If I said one thing, it would all change again tomorrow, wouldn't it? So let's not. So what I'm going to do is get the girls' dinner ready, try to tidy up a bit, because Dan's work stuff is still all over the table. I'm not quite sure what to do. Might just leave it there and clear the other end of the table for them to eat, and just lose myself in a bit of food preparation, maybe put a Vlogtober on. What I would normally do on a Wednesday when I get home from work, Stan would normally cook on a Wednesday, is edit my, finish editing my vlog that's due to go up tonight. So that is definitely going to go up late tonight because it's not ready. Right, deconstructed fish cakes. Come on, girls. Oh no! Is the door closed? Okay. Let's get you in manually. In you go. Let's go and get the others. We go and get the others. There we go. 2 chickens in. I had to enlist Phoebe's help. Here's the girlie. Right, come, get her in then. Silly chickens. There they are. All cosy. Oh, let's get them all tucked in. Night night, chookers. Oh, that was exciting, wasn't it? Night night. All secured.
You're welcome.
Well, today's been fun. I just went down whilst I was cooking the kids' dinner, whilst it was in the oven. I thought I'll just nip down, I'll bring the chickens' food in, and I found all 3 of them trying to roost on the ladder, very confused, lots of feathers, lots of squawking, because the door had shut. The battery for the automatic door is here, because Dan's obviously taken it out to charge it and forgotten that he's done it, which means they couldn't get into the coop. So I had to move them all one by one manually through the back door, which was fine for Peggy, Sue and Cloud, but Hey was having none of it, so I had to get Phoebe to come in and get her, because she is the chicken whisperer. And she managed to do it, and now they are all safely tucked up, if a little bit overstimulated for their ordeal. Fortunately, when it's dark, chickens become a bit more docile, so I don't, so even though hay is quite hard to get hold of, it was easier than it would otherwise have been. Anyway, they're all snugly in now. I gave them some fresh bedding for their nest. They're all warm and safe. And now I can get on with the dinner. Ready? Put that onto us.
Thank you very much.
Bit wonky, but I feel like that's appropriate for today.
Yeah.
I went and picked up Dan from his lay-by.
Yes, I called my recovery people and they said, oh no, yeah, we're not going to get to you till 10 o'clock this evening. I've been sitting there since 1:30 this afternoon.
That's terrible.
I know. I did express my dissatisfaction with the situation.
It's such a shame as well, because we're with the RAC and we've been with the RAC for many, many years. And every time we've had a breakdown, the people that come to our aid are absolutely brilliant, aren't they?
It's just from the
the
point of
organisation
saying
of it.
you've broken down to someone getting there. So fortunately, I only broke down a little bit, not far from home.
So he's come home for dinner and we've had that, and then you're going to try and get on because they were supposed to call you back within half an hour, and that was an hour ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you're going to try and call them again. I'm going to edit. And eventually we might finish today, but it doesn't feel like that's going to happen anytime
Feels
soon.
like it's all the way off, yeah.
7:45. Early. Hello, I've just come upstairs and I'm in a slightly different angle. I suddenly thought if I turn the camera around, the lamps will be in front of me, it'll be much better lighting and I won't have to do the weird lamp setup that I did yesterday. You can see the error here, but you can't see the mess that's in front of the fireplace behind me. So as long as I don't move, it gives the illusion of the bedroom being lovely and tidy. But trust me, it's not. I'm just coming up to take my makeup off. I've got my micellar water here. I've only discovered this in the last, well, this year really, I think in the last 6 months. And I love it. It's brilliant for taking off makeup, and even when I don't have makeup on, sometimes like I feel like it gets tons of dirt out of my skin. It's great stuff. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to write my diary. I've got a 5-year diary. This is the second, can you hear my tummy? This is the second one of these diaries that I've had. All the gold has worn off. You can just about see it there. Just about, it's wearing off. But basically it's called a line a day. You get a bit more space than just a line. I managed to do a full little entry in small writing, and for each date you have 5 spaces, so you can write over the course of 5 years on the same date, so you can keep track of what's going on and look back on the previous years. This is my second one of these. I kept one previously up to 2017, so that would have been 2012. No, would it have been 2012 to 2017, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, no, 2013 to 2017. Wow, I can't believe that. I had a year off in 2018, and then I picked it up again in 2019. And I love it. I've always been a diary keeper. I guess YouTube is another extension of diary keeping. And the 5-year diaries are a really good way to do it during a busy time in my life. It gives me the opportunity to keep a diary of what's happening and log what's going on in the world without putting the pressure on myself to write huge long diary entries. So I love my 5-year diary. So I'm going to write in there about the slightly odd day we've had today with Dan breaking down and waiting for hours for the RAC and chickens out partying in the darkness and everything that's happened. So Dan has now gone back. It's 1:15, well no, actually it's more like 9:20 now. I went and got him and brought him home for dinner, and then after dinner he called the RAC and they said that it was going to be after 11 p.m. At which point he pointed out that would mean that he would have been waiting for them for 10 hours. And they said they'd try and get someone a bit quicker. So about 20 minutes ago, they texted him and said someone was on their way. So I ran him up there just now, and I'm now back and finally in my pyjamas. And hopefully Dan will be home and in his pyjamas sooner rather than later. So I'm going to go downstairs and sit with the girls. They're watching Boy Meets World from the 90s, which takes me back, and I'm going to go and watch that with them for a while, maybe do a bit of spinning, a bit of knitting, and yeah, just have a nice chilled out evening. Hopefully Dan will be able to join us. I hope you are all having a lovely October. I'm sorry I've been absent in the comments. I am sort of dipping in and out of them, but I just need a good old chunk of time to catch up. And I really appreciate, I'll just put my teeth in. I really appreciate that you are still liking the videos and subscribing and leaving comments and so on. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah. What am I saying? I think I've reached a point in my day where I just start babbling at the camera and like using you as my sounding board to get all my stresses out. It's like my therapy session. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you again tomorrow for day 27.